Our first guest has literally been called the most hated man on Twitter. Yes! Because he has a strong opinion about everything and he's not afraid to say it like he means it. Please welcome back to our show, the editor-at-large at thedailymail.com, Piers Morgan.
How are you?
Yeah, you look really nice.
Whoa. You like that?
I mean, not that you shouldn't, but wow.
Thank you. Thank you.
I like your...
By the way, what happened to Wendy Williams? Where did she go?
She's withering away.
I mean, you're literally evaporating.
Thank you. Thank you.
Wow, I've not been here for about a year. You've disappeared. Sensational.
Well, everybody can afford to lose about 5 pounds.
In my case, about, well,
is
25.
what I always say. So look, to me, being called the most hated person on Twitter is gold. Do you feel the same way?
I love it.
Yes!
Yeah, the thing about Twitter, I'm also one of the most popular because I'm followed by nearly 5 million people.
Yes.
I mean, presumably most of you follow me on Twitter, do you? Exactly. But if you express a firm opinion about something in life, you're going to get an audience like this. Half will agree, half won't agree.
Right.
This audience will mostly agree with me because they're very intelligent people. But when you have opinions and people don't agree, then you're going to be polarising. And I like that. It's more fun.
Me too. All right, so let's do hot topics.
Yes.
All right, you've got the beehive swarming.
Oh, my God, they're unbelievable. They're like this huge pack that come for you on Twitter.
So when you talked about her song Lemonade and said you didn't like it, they swarmed, and here are just a few of the things that they said. They said, let's just all agree to ignore Piers Morgan today, pass it around. That's one.
Never gonna happen.
And then another one says, do not retweet Piers Morgan. He's a trash fire human with boring opinions.
I think I retweeted that one.
And my final one that I'm going to read for you from the Beehive is, Dear Black people, please ignore Piers Morgan. So...
Well, first of all, I like Beyonce. I love her. I also like her new album. What I was talking about was the very political nature, a quite racially charged nature of the video, that went with it. Okay. And in particular, using some of the mothers of real-life young black men in America who've been killed by the police. Very important issue. I've written about it extensively myself. But I interviewed Beyonce in 2011. We had half a day in London. Beautiful. We had tea and scones. We went shopping in Harrods.
Wow.
We had a lovely time together. And one of my favourite people in the business. But she was very clear to me in that interview that she did not want to be judged on the colour of her skin or about her political views or her views on race. What she loved about her own progression as an entertainer is that people just saw her as an entertainer. And she liked to see other people as entertainers and not judge them on whether they're a black entertainer or whatever it may be. And I just thought, personally, I liked that. And I think I watched the Oscars this year. Every single winner at the Oscars felt the need to give us some statement about life, about the issue they cared about. Yeah. I'm not denigrating the issues. I think they're all in their own way.
So you don't think that once they get this big platform that they need to share it with people?
I think to a degree, but, you know, from the Super Bowl halftime show was a very deliberate, provocative act, I felt, by Beyonce. I think the video for Lemonade, very provocative. Look, some people here may think this is fantastic and exactly what she should be doing.
I would just like her just sing and dance.
I like her as an entertainer.
I
really do.
I agree.
And I think you get into very murky waters when you start to be very overtly political as an entertainer. And if you want to do it, fine. But I think I'm entitled to say I actually preferred the Beyonce who sat with me and said she did not want to be judged like that.
So now, Larry Wilmore, you guys, you know this, maybe you don't. At the White House press correspondents' dinner, he was the host, I guess you would say. And at the end of his hosting, he looks over at the president and he goes, wait. So, Mr. President, I'm going to keep it 100. Yo, Barry, you my N-word. You did it. And then that forced Barack to then pound his chest like, you know, in a whoa, brother. If somebody said that to me, yo, Wendy, you my B, I would give them the scold look like, okay, can we do this in private another time? Like, why? What are you doing? But the president, I was surprised Piers fell for it and actually responded back.
Well, I felt that Larry put the president in a very difficult position and he shouldn't have done. You know, I've written a column about the N-word several times. There was a report in the Washington Post that the N-word is used 500,000 times a day on social media in America, but mainly by young black Americans. And I made the point, look, this is one of the most vile, poisonous words in the English language. And I personally, look, I'm not black. I don't speak for black people about this. I simply said, look, I think it's time to get rid of this word completely. I don't think it helps. I don't think it helps to keep talking about that word and keep using it in some kind of ironic way. I don't care if Larry Wilmore meant it ER or ending in A. It's the same word. It sounds the same. What it does, he encouraged.
Oh, but
I
the
think
president responded.
He encouraged young, black African Americans in this country to think it's okay to keep using it. One, but worse for me, he encouraged white racists to think it's okay for them to use it too.
Because now it's made it to the White House and
that's just not acceptable. Let's just get rid of the damn word. Period.
Okay. Now, Piers is also very outspoken regarding Madonna.
Oh, my God.
Well, first of all...
The mere name makes me come out in shakes.
Well, what did you think about her outfit at the Met Ball?
Oh, I had to look at it like this. I mean, put it away. Put it away. You're 57 years old. Grow old gracefully.
Do you think
Have
she's
some
attractive?
style. No.
Oh.
Look, here's what I think. Let me be serious for a moment. Because I go back a long way with my feuding with Madonna, and it's always quite good fun. I just think she's got a lot of kids, young kids. One boy in particular is 15.
15.
I've got a 15-year-old son. If I went out like that to a red carpet, my son would be mortified, right? And I don't think she should be exposing this boy. He's already in the middle of a big custody battle. She should not be exposing him to ridicule at school. And there is a point, I'm sorry, ladies, but it applies to men as well. I feel the same when Mick Jagger prances about with no clothes on. There is a point in life, I'm 51, when you have to keep, I know it's hard, Madonna, keep some of your clothes on. And that's it.
So, you recall, Piers won Celebrity Apprentice first season.
I did.
And
thank you.
So I'm sure you still have a lot of respect for Donald Trump as Donald Trump.
Well, he obviously has great judgment. I would say that.
But do you think he'd make a good president?
Well, it's funny when he let me win his show. Said I was a winner. He said, "Piers, you're evil, you're arrogant, you're obnoxious." You're my celebrity apprentice. And I thought, wow, I'm actually being called those things by Donald Trump.
Fabulous.
I like Donald.
Yeah.
He's been a good friend of mine for 10 years. He's a very controversial, polarizing showman, businessman who's trying to close two deals. One, to be the Republican nominee, which is pretty well now nailed down. And secondly, to become president. You will see, knowing him as I do, you will see him now pulling back on some of the more extreme views, becoming much more mainstream, because now he's going for the big prize, the White House. I think, I've got to say, look, I don't agree with lots of what he says, but I've got to say, the way he says it is so different to most politicians, it's refreshing. I like him just giving his opinion. So you don't have to vote for him. It's a democracy, folks. You don't want to vote for him, vote for somebody else. But don't not vote and pretend you have a right, because you don't. Vote. Yeah, you got to vote. If you were a citizen of this country, who would you vote for, Hillary or Donald? Well, I wouldn't vote for Donald because I wouldn't vote for any candidate who did not... After all that. I wouldn't. No. This is why you like me, Wendy, because I have contrary opinions. Yes. I like him very much personally. I don't agree with him about many issues. I'm not actually a natural Republican. Yes. I wouldn't vote for any candidate who didn't support new gun control laws. I feel very strongly about So if it was between he and Hillary, you'd vote for Hillary because you like her policy? Well, funny enough, you got to choose... I agree with her about guns. The guy I probably most have a political affinity to is Bernie Sanders. The problem is... I love Bernie. I find myself nodding to Bernie more than I do the others, but he's not going to win the nomination. Right. So it's going to be Hillary against Donald, the greatest tear-up in the history of politics. And I just think, they're both equally popular and unpopular. Who knows who would be the better president, but what an incredible summer America is now in. It's going to be very entertaining. Yeah. Well, so it's nice to see you again. Lovely to see you. Yes. Check Piers Morgan out and his dailymail.com for more hitting opinions just like this.